Hi, welcome to the video Java Connect to Microsoft Access Database using UCanAccess JDBC Driver. With me, Nam Hami from CodeJava.net. Through this video, I'm going to guide you how to develop a simple Java project to connect to Microsoft Access Database to execute, insert, and select SQL statements using UCanAccess JDBC Driver in two different ways. The first way is using jar files directory by manually downloading the UCanAccess JDBC driver jar file, and the second way is using Maven dependency for the UCanAccess JDBC driver. So, what is UCanAccess? Microsoft doesn't provide official JDBC driver for Access database, so we need to use a third-party library like UCanAccess to allow Java application to connect to Microsoft Access database. UCanAccess is the pure Java JDBC driver for Access. It is implemented completely in Java programming language. So when using UCanAccess, no DLL requires, no ODBC. Even you can use Microsoft Access database in operating system other than Windows. It is free and open source, and UCanAccess supports various access formats, including Microsoft Access 2000, 2002, 2003, 2007, 2010, 2013, and 2016. And for Microsoft Access 97, it is supported for read-only. And this is the homepage of the UCanAccess JDBC driver. UCanAccess.sourceforge.net. Let's create a new Java project in Eclipse IDE. Go to menu File, New. We choose to create a normal Java project. Enter the project name as my contact app, and I'm using Java 11 by default. Click Finish. Don't create the module information. So I have a new Java project, my contact app, what created here, and create a new Java package here. Package name is net.codejava, and we create the main class for the application. Contact manager is the name of the class, and we need to create the main method to execute the application. Here you see. And in the next few minutes, we will write code in the main method here. Now let's create a new Microsoft Access database. On my computer, I have Microsoft Access 2007. So let me create a new blank database and choose a directory is a project directory. Let me see the project directory here. Projects, my contact app, and I create a database file in the E driver. Here, projects, my contact app. Here, I create the Microsoft Access database right inside the project directory. The database name is contacts. Okay. Click create and save the table. Table name is contacts, and open the table in design view to create the fields. First field is contact ID, which is a primary key field. You can see the data type is auto number here, and the second field is the full underscore name. Data type is text by default, And the third field is the email. Data type is also text. And the fourth field is the contact, full name, email, and phone number. Data type is text as well. That's it. A very simple table. And click save here. Okay, and close the database. Close. To use Microsoft Access in a Java application, we need to have a JDBC driver for Microsoft Access database. So we need to go to the home page of the UCanAccess here. This is the home page of UCanAccess a third-party JDBC driver, allowing Java applications to connect to Microsoft Access databases. And click the download button here to download the JDBC driver jar files. You can access and choose to download the bin binary here. It is free and open source, so we can use freely in our Java project. Okay, the download of you can access has completed. So in folder, and it tracks this zip file. It track here, and we need to copy some jar files here. First is you can access version 5.00 here, and the jar files in the lib directory here. So we copy this jar files, copy, and in our project create a new folder, libs here, and paste the jar file in, paste here, and the main jar file is you can access here, copy and paste here. So we use the jar files of you can access the JDBC driver right inside the project directory for convenience. And right click on the project properties Java view path to add these jar files to the class path library class path here, add jars, and choose all the jars file here. 2, 4, 5 jar files. Okay, apply and close. Next, let's write code to connect to the Microsoft Access database context, which we have created previously in the project directory here. You can see is database context dot ACCDB is a extension of Microsoft Access database 2007 and later. So the first thing we need to declare is JDBC URL string database URL or JDBC URL that tells the JDBC driver how to access the database. For Microsoft Access using you can access, we use this prefix JDBC : you can access : double forward slashes and then the path to the Microsoft Access database file. In case the database file is right inside the project directory, so we can specify the name directory here, context.accdb, and then we use JDBC API to connect to the database. Create a new connection object, connection from the package java.sql here, connection equal driver manager. The driver manager class is responsible for managing a JDBC driver. So it will load the UCanAccess JDBC driver automatically, get connection, passing the URL, database URL here. That's it, very simple. And we need to try catch this statement because it can throw exception. And then we can print out connected to Microsoft Access database if no error occurs. In case of error, SQL exception is thrown, and we just print the exception stack chase here in the catch block, and then we can close the connection dot close. Yeah, that's it. Very simple to connect to Microsoft Access database using UCanAccess JDBC Driver. Now let's run this simple Java program. Go to menu, run as Java application. And you can see in the console view, it prints connected to MS Access database here. That means our program has successfully connected to Microsoft Access database in this given URL with this database file. Let's change this to a file name which doesn't exist and run the program again. And we should see an exception. You see, we got an error exception here. UCanAccess SQL exception. Given file does not exist. Context 1.accdb. File not found exception is a root cause here. You can use absolute path here because this Microsoft Access database files is in the E driver here. So let me show you how to use the absolute path here. This is absolute path here. Now let's run the program again with absolute path to the Microsoft Access database. Run again. Contact manager. You can see successfully connected to MS Access database. Next, let's write some Java code to insert a new row to the table context in the database context here. You see, in this database, we have the table context here. First, let's declare a SQL statement string SQL equal to an insert statement. Insert into context. Context is a table name here. You see, and then the column names. You can see we have 4 columns in the table, but the first column, the primary column, whose values will be generated automatically by the database. So we just insert the last 3 columns: full name, email, and phone. So we specify the list of columns here: full underscore name, email, and phone. and then values. We can type the values directory here. Full name, for example, Ravi Kumar. Email is ravi.kumar@gmail.com. Phone number is 123456789. That's it. Basic SQL statement. And to execute this SQL statement, we need to create a statement object from the connection. Connection. Create a statement here, and assign the return value to a statement object. Statement from the package java.sql statement here, and then we call the method statement execute with the SQL statement here, and this execute method returns an integer number indicating the rows affected by the SQL statement. Need to call execute update here, and we need to check the return value. If rows greater than 0, that means a new row has been inserted successfully to the database. So we print out a message to the console. A new contact has been inserted. That's it. And after that, we close the statement. Yeah, but it is not necessary because the connection dot closed here. We also close the statement. That's it. Now let's run this program. You see, it prints connected and a new contact has been inserted. And now let's verify in Microsoft Access here. We open the table. You can see a new row has been inserted here. Full name Ravi Kumar, email ravi.kumar@gmail.com, phone number. Yeah, exactly what we have specified in the code here. Now let's update to insert another contact. This time I will show you how to use a prepared statement object, so the SQL statement will look better, more readable. Here, instead of writing the values directory here, we use question marks for placeholder for the values here, like this. We have 3 columns, so we have 3 question mark here. Okay, and we create a new prepared statement object, prepared statement here from the method correction dot prepare statement, given the SQL statement, and then we need to set values to the columns here. Statement set, for example, the first column is full name of type string or text, so we use the method set string, and parameter index is the index of the column. Here the column full name is the first index, so we used 1, and values is the value of the column, for example Andy Carl. Similarly, we set value for another column. Set string, because email is also a string at index 2, and email is Andy. call@hotmail.com. And for the last value of the column phone number, that's the index 3. Value is 0987654321. If the data type of the column is different, for example, a number, you can use the set int method to set value as the number. Okay, then we call the method execute update without SQL statement as a parameter. That's it. Now let's run this program. Contact manager. Okay, successful. And let's check the database. Open again. Close. No. And open again. Let's close this database. I think because the database file is being opened, so the program won't insert a row in the database. And now let's run the program again. Okay, let's open our database file here. Open the table. We got an error here. So when using Microsoft Access database in a Java application, it's better do not open the database file using Microsoft Access application. Okay, no problem. I have another Microsoft Access database version Microsoft Access 2016 here. Here, I will show you document downloads. Here I have another Microsoft Access database of Microsoft Access version 2016 here. Let's open it. Open. And no row here. So I copy this file to the project directory. Paste here. And I change the file name here to context 2016. Okay, and let's run this program. And make sure that you do not have the database file open in Microsoft Access to avoid problems. Run. Okay, connected. New contact has been inserted, and let's use Microsoft Access database to open the project directory here. Here, contact 2016. Open. And you can see the new row. What created here? Full name and the core here. And we need to close the database file when we're using that database in our Java program. Now let's run the program to insert another row. Now the name is John Deep Mail. John Deep. That's it. And run the program again. Okay, let's check. Context 2016. Open. You see, now we have two rows inserted here. Perfect, right? And we need to close the database file. Close database. Next, let's write Java code to select all rows from the context table in the Microsoft Access database file context 2016 here. Okay, so we change the SQL statement to select asterisk, meaning select all from the table context. And because this SQL statement, this query will return a result, so we need to write the code differently. Create a statement from the connection, create statement, and then we call the statement execute query, execute query, passing the SQL statement here and assign the return object to the type of a result set here, result. And from the result object we can get the data, retrieve the data, because the result set contains one or more rows, so we need to use the while loop to iterate over each row in the result. Result dot next here, while result dot next return true. Then we process. First we need to get ID. ID is result get int here, and we can specify the column index in the table, or it's better to get by the column name, contact underscore ID here, and then is the value of full name, column full name equal result string, because the data type of the full name column is of type string and the field name is full underscore name. Similarly, we get the value of email and phone. Email column name is email, phone column name is phone. And then for testing purpose, we print out the values of these fields: ID, full name, email, and phone. System now not print line ID plus full name plus comma and plus email plus comma and plus phone. That's it. And then run this program. And you see in the console view it prints two rows, ID1, ID2 here, ID code zone deep here. Exactly we see in the database using Microsoft Access program here. Open, you see, and close the database. That's it. A basic Java program to connect to Microsoft Access database, and then insert a new row and select all rows from that database. Next, let me show you how to use UCanAccess in a Maven project. So we create a new Maven project here. A new Maven project. Create a simple project. And next, and enter the group ID is net.codejava. Artifact ID is my contact app. just contact app, click finish, and here we have Java Maven project code created here. Change the Java version from default 1.5 to 1.8. Okay, and this is a Maven project file pom.xml here. And to use UCanAccess, we can add a dependency here. Group ID is net.sf.UCanAccess, and artifact ID is UCanAccess version number 5.0.0. Okay, and this is XML here. Okay, and you see Maven we automatically downloads the jar files of UCanAccess here, and we simply copy the code of the previous project here, copy the whole package and paste here, and also copy the database context 2016 here, paste here, and close the previous project. Okay, and now let's run this contact manager program in Maven project. So you can see when using Maven, it's very easy. Just declare the dependency and all the jar files automatically added to the project. Now let's run this program. Run as Java application. And you can see it also prints the two rows in the database file here perfectly. So that you have learned how to develop a simple Java program that connects to Microsoft Access database using UCanAccess, a third-party JDBC driver for Microsoft Access. I hope you will find this video helpful. Please help grow this channel by clicking the subscribe button and then like, comment, and share this video. Thank you.